Zacks Rank Buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks Rank Buys. Some big names to talk about as far as momentum stock picks this time around with Mike Vodicka, our momentum stock strategist at Zacks.com. And these are two very large cap, very recognizable names. As a matter of fact, the first one, Apple, AAPL, the ticker symbol. And there's been a lot of talk about this company lately.
Yeah, Apple seems to be a really popular story right now because they're doing so well, and they're definitely making their investors happy, no doubt about that. They stepped up and reported really great second quarter results recently on July 20th. And just to go over the numbers real quick, this is a huge company, a market cap of $250 billion. And in spite of that, they were able to grow their revenue 61% year over year. So that's really pretty unbelievable. They had the nice earnings surprise. Earnings came in at $3.51 per share, so that was a pretty solid 14% earnings surprise.
Yep.
Over the last 4 quarters, they're averaging 39% earnings surprise, so they've been very consistent over the last year, which is great too. Kind of getting into some more details about where the actual revenue production came from. They released the iPhone at the tail end of the quarter. They sold 1.7 million iPhones in the last 3 days of the quarter. That's unbelievable. They sold 3 million iPads, which is great. That was at the high end of a lot of analysts' projections for how much they would sell. And then also, too, there was a little bit of concern about, what kind of impact would the iPad have on Mac sales? Would it cannibalize the sales? But Mac sales are actually up 33%, so those concerns seem to have been kind of muted for now. Moving down the line a little bit, the company's cash position is actually up to $45 billion right now, so that's unbelievable too. And as always, we're seeing estimates just grind higher. That's kind of the trend with Apple. The current year is up 65 cents to about $14.32, and the next year estimate is up $1.02 to $17.05, and that's about a 19% growth projection.
Yeah. Not a bad little picture.
No, not at all. Moving on to the chart here, the all-time high is $279, and right now we're trading right around $260, $263. So, we're in striking distance of the 52-week high, and the momentum looks really strong.
All right, talk to me about Ford Motor Company, F, the ticker symbol.
Ford is, that's been an interesting story in the auto manufacturing space because they were one of the few big domestic autos that didn't actually take a bailout from the government. So that went a long way to kind of give a favorable impression in the public with the company. So, and it's also, moving forward a little bit, the company has launched a really solid turnaround story over the last year, and we continue to see that play out in the numbers. They reported second quarter results on July 23rd that were great too. The revenue was up 17% year over year. They had a 52% earnings surprise. And then over the last 4 quarters, this company has an average earnings surprise of 112%. So Ford has been easily exceeding expectations, and that's really worked for them. Their pre-tax operating profit was up about $3.5 billion year over year, so those huge gains on that front. Their domestic sales are strong. Their international sales are strong. They saw sales growth in every single global region that they cover. They're also working diligently to improve their balance sheet. That was one of the problems they had. They had a lot of debt. They paid down $7 billion of debt during the quarter, so their debt load is down to $27 billion now. That's going to save them $480 million in interest payments.
That's a lot of money.
Decent chunk of change. We've seen some upward movement on estimates. The current year estimate's up about 35 cents in the last couple months to $1.35. The next year estimate's bullish. Analysts are looking for about 18% earnings growth. And the real kicker with Ford right now is that their valuation picture looks awesome. It's only trading at 9 times, and its peers are trading at about 27 times. So it's a good valuation too.
Yeah.
And then finally, the last piece of the puzzle here is, of course, the chart. And shares of Ford actually topped off in late April with the market at about $14.75. Since then, there's been a little bit of volatile. The longer-term trend is definitely still bullish. Right now, we're trading at about $13, so the 52-week high is in sight.
All right. Do you own either one of these stocks?
No, I don't.
Okay. If you want to check out more Zacks Rank Buy stock pick ideas, mosey on over to our homepage at Zacks.com. Take a glance in the upper right-hand corner because that's where we put 4 new stock pick ideas for you daily, one in each of the investing categories written about on Zacks.com. With Mike Vodicka, I'm Terry Ruffalo.